je donne l'amour. I don't wanna be friends. No, I don't wanna be friends. I wanna be friends. What you borrow romance? What you borrow romance? I want your love and I want your revenge. You and me could write a bad romance. I want your love and all your love's revenge. You and me could write a bad romance. What you borrow romance? What you borrow romance? What you borrow romance? Ra ra Roma Roma ma ga ga ooh la la, what you borrow romance?
You say you're the king, but you lie around in the shade, out of shape, unafraid. The moon cuts a path through the sky by night or by day. It doesn't obey, and neither do I. You took my son. I hope you can run. 'Cause I'm gonna be the last thing you see before you go. Bye-bye, there you go, bye-bye. Climb every tree across land and sea. I make you go, bye-bye, I make you go, bye-bye. Everything in my clutches, bye-bye. Everything the light touches. The circle of life is a lie, a pretty way to say there are predators and prey. That circle of vultures up high, they keep stealing glances. They don't like your chances, and neither do I. I run my pride, you run and hide. 'Cause I'm gonna be the last thing you see before you go. Bye-bye, look, there you go, bye-bye. Climb every tree across land and sea until you go. Bye-bye, will you go? Bye-bye, bye-bye, for vengeance is mine. If I'm the last of my line, I must be strong. Bye-bye, I make you go. Bye-bye.
'cause you'll mean nothing tonight. That would be the only thing I'd ever need. Yeah, if I had you, the money, fame, and fortune never could compete. If I had you, life would be a party, it'd be ecstasy. Yeah, if I had you, that would be the only thing I ever need. Yeah, if I had you, then money, fame, and fortune never could compete. Never could compete with you. Life would be a party, it'd be ecstasy. Ecstasy with you. If I had you.
Where have all the good men gone, and where are all the gods? Where's the streetwise Hercules to fight the rising arms? Isn't there the right night upon a fiery steed? Late at night I toss and I turn and I dream of what I need. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's got to be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. He's gotta be sure and he's gotta be soon and he's got to be larger than life, larger than life. Somewhere after midnight in my wildest fantasy, somewhere just beyond my reach, there's someone reaching back for me. Racing on the thunder and rising with the heat. It's gonna take a Superman to sweep me off my feet. Yeah, I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's got to be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. He's gotta be sure and he's gotta be soon and he's got to be larger than life, larger than life. Up where the mountains beat the heavens above, out where the lightning splits the sea. I swear there is someone somewhere watching me. Through the wind and the chill and the rain and the storm of blood, I can feel his approach like a fire in my blood. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's got to be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. He's gotta be sure and he's gotta be soon and he's got to be larger than life. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's got to be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. edge of the earth. Stand out on the edge of the earth. Dive into the center of fame. Walk right inside of the gun. Look into this new future state. It's just a matter of time. Stand out on the edge of the earth. Dive into the center of fame. Walk right inside of the gun. Look into this new future space. Stand out on the edge of the earth. Dive into the center of fame. Walk right inside of the gun. Look into this new future space. Stand out on the edge of the earth.
felt the earth beneath my feet. Sat by the river and it made me complete. Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. I came across a fallen tree. I felt the branches, are they looking at me? Is this the place we used to love? Is this the place that I've been dreaming of? Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting
What weighs on your soul, old friend? I implore you to share the load. If it was thou who slew the angel, why not let your strength be known?
I always thought that I would keep blood off my face, but when that thing attacked, I had to act to cross that line and keep them safe. But if anyone knew, then all of hell would rise to war, and who's to say who'd survive the fray? I might lose the ones that I was killing for. So I'll be your keeper. Do whatever it takes. I'll make the mistakes. I'll keep you safe and keep this secret. When I saw your face, you made me feel like a stranger in a brand new place, and it felt so good to be understood. But there's so much I wish that I could say. So I'll be your armor. Do whatever it takes. I'll make the mistakes. I'll spend my life being your partner. And I don't know what we might face, but I know I can't replace you. So I'll do anything to save you. And I will try to make your dreams come true. Whatever we go through, I know I'll be your keeper. Whatever it takes, I'll make the mistakes. Whatever it takes.
Beware, beware, be skeptical of the smiles of plated gold. Deceit so natural, but a wolf in sheep's clothing is more than a warning. Blah, blah, black sheep, have you any soul? No, sir, by the way, what the hell are mortals? Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jill's a little whore and her alibis are turning tricks. So could you tell me how you're sleeping easy, how you're only thinking of yourself? Show me how you justify telling all your lies like second nature. Listen, mark my words, one day you will pay, you will pay. Karma's gonna come collect your debt. Oh well, you stalk your prey with criminal mentality. You sink your teeth into the people you depend on, infecting everyone, you're quite the problem. B5 from better run and hide. I smell the blood of a petty little coward. Jack be lethal, Jack be slick. You'll believe you're lonely, dying in a filthy ditch. So could you tell me how you're sleeping easy, how you're only thinking of yourself? Show me how you justify telling all your lies like second nature. Listen, mark my words, one day you will pay,
Now let's not get overzealous here. You've always been a huge piece of shit. If I could kill you, I would, but frowned upon in all 50 states. Having said that, burn in hell.
Many times I tried to tell you, many times I cried alone. Always I'm surprised how well you cut my feelings to the bone. Don't wanna leave you really, I've invested too much time to give you up that easy. To the doubts that complicate your mind, we belong to the light, we belong to the love. what to do with my strength anyway. Have we become a habit? Do we distort the facts? Now there's no looking forward. Now there's no turning back. When you say we belong to the light, we belong to the other. We belong to the sound of the words we both falling under. Whatever we defy or embrace, for worse or for better, we belong together. Close your eyes and try to sleep now. Close your eyes and try to dream. Clear your mind and do your best to try and watch the palette gleam. We can't begin to know it, how much we really care. I hear your voice inside me, I see your face